Blessings of the spring vernal equinox to you, also called Ostara to Wiccans or El Ben Ilia to the Druids. It is a time when we get into balance, when we have equal day and equal night today. And we've already been in these energies for the last 3 weeks, and we will proceed through the next 3 weeks, balancing the world and ourselves. So I thought we'd do a little meditation today and a little bit of healing as well. And of course, if you're in the southern hemisphere, you will be stepping into the dark half of the year, and I will put a little tag of one of those autumn equinox videos on my community page. But let's start by grounding. So I want you to just imagine a tree. Not quite with leaf yet, but budding, and cast your eyes down the trunk, slowly and steadily into the ground below you, where you can feel your roots splay out through the soil, deeper and deeper and deeper, rooting you into the earth, your life force, your sustenance. And then your roots start to drink up the life force energies of the tree that you rooted in, but also from the minerals of the earth. And that energy enters your feet and rises up your legs into the lower dantian in your abdomen, opening and activating this energy center. It then rises to the heart, the middle dantian, opening and activating this energy center. And it continues up to the yin-tang point in the middle of your forehead, which it opens and activates, and then that energy spills out of one of the minor dantians on the top of your head and flows back down around you like a fountain, to be drawn back up through your feet again and right up your body in a perpetual motion of renewal, of healing, of cleansing and of protection. Just feel that rising up and spilling down you, encasing you in the front and the back, under your feet and over the top of your head, completely surrounded by earth energies. Take a breath in and then breathe out. Okay. So I want you now to imagine that you are in a car park in a place called Wilmington in southern England. And as you get out of your car, there are many of us druids arriving, some of us robed up, some of us in our normal day clothes. But as everybody gets out of their cars, greets each other, whether you know them or not, you feel a warmth, you feel a kindred, even if you don't quite understand the spokes of the year. We are all here to honour the earth, and we look towards the hill to the south, and we see the giant of Wilmington, the long man of Wilmington, carved into the side of the hill, gleaming out white. He is so tall, over 150 foot, 770 foot high, I think. And he looks out across the valleys to the north. What were these sticks? rocks, were they dowsing rods, as many people believe the giants did? Was it a gateway for us to walk through? This is the perpetual question about the long man. But we start to walk towards him, and we just head across the little road and down a track along the side of a muddy field. Some of us chattering, others in quiet contemplation, putting one foot in front of the other as we walk down the side of this field, thinking about what we'd like to put into balance in our life. And I'm just going to shake some of the energy off you of the last few weeks. Just feel the sand loosening. Anything that you don't want anymore. If you're impatient and you want that to be removed, we'll shake that out. If you are hurting, we'll shake that out, disintegrate it. If you are a bit manic, we will shake that out and try and calm you down. If you have excess of anxiety, we will also shake that out of you. Right down your centre line. You can stamp your feet a little to help it get out as well. Time to renew. When we get to the end of this field, we're going to turn south towards the big man himself. And it is said that he had an argument with another giant on the hill yonder that way, and that he tripped over the edge and fell down and landed on the hill, and that's where he lies today. And we go here every 6 weeks and we celebrate. This is our power point in the south. Okay. We walk a slow gradient up. It's not very steep, so everybody can make it, and there's a little flat platform at the bottom of the hill, the bottom of the long man. And we all gather here, dogs, children. We place offerings in the middle of the circle where we're all going to stand. And we look down upon the fields and out across the weald of Sussex to the hills in the north, very fertile area. And the druids who run this grove start to do the calling in. It's going to draw the druid symbol of the oak down here. The douillet. The douillet. So the druids start to form the circle. One of them walks around with her wand or her staff, or even her finger, which is good enough. Asking for peace in the north, for peace in the south, for peace in the east, and for peace in the west. And then the directions are called in. And everybody turns around and faces the outside of the circle. And the caller for the north invites the ancestors and the stone people in. And then we all turn and face the east to invite the air element and eagle or hawk and intelligence into the circle. And then we turn and face the south, and we ask the energy of fire, of inspiration, of warmth to come in. And then we face the west, and we ask the element of water and the salmon to come and join the circle. And then everybody faces back inwards. And the chief druids of this grove will welcome you. And they will tell you a little bit about Ostara, Alban Ilia, the time when we step into summer, and we are now going to do this. We're all together and we all take a step in to the light part of the year, and the druid tells us that the long man's shadow will now no longer be in the shadow of darkness. He is orientated so that the sun will shine on him for part of the day, all throughout the summer. And you are invited to bring yourself into balance by standing in the shape of the star. So just imagine yourself standing like the Leonardo da Vinci drawing of the man standing in the star. Your head is ether. One arm is air, another is water. Vertically, one part of you is at fire, and the other, the earth. Sorry, at the legs if you're standing in a star. I was thinking we were standing like that. Either way, you can bring yourself into balance. You've already thought about what we wanted to remove. And now think about what you would like to bring in. It's a time of planning, the time of the chariot, driving your force through the rest of the year, planning what you want to do in the immediate, but also still keeping your eyes on the end goals. Now, the fire and the water are brought around the circle. And as the fire incense is brought in front of you, you waft it over you in a cleansing and a purifying ritual. And then the water is brought for you to dip in and just splash over yourselves. And I'm going to use this Glastonbury chalice water just to drip on you. Okay. That was the Equinox growth. Okay. And then the druids go and stand in the middle, those who have a poem or a song to offer in the Eisteddfod. sit down in our little groups, still within the circle, breaking our own bread and drinking our mead in offering. And of course, since the pandemic, we don't really share it now. We just bring our own foods. So I'm just going to do some general healing. It's quite windy up here sometimes, so you might need to pull your coat around you still. But imagine that beautiful sun shining down upon you, welcoming you into summer. As you look down in the fields, you can see a hare running as fast as its little legs will take it. Quite a gait it has. The back is higher than the front, and it's the size of a small dog with the great long ears. And there's another one. And the males come together at this time of year and they box, fighting for their mates. But a very powerful symbol of Ostara, of the equinox. And they are not so much hidden now because the grass and the barley and the grain is all short in the fields, showing those new green shoots of promise, but not yet hiding the hare and her leverets that she will have in a few months. Symbol of the witch, it was said that witches could disappear and shapeshift into the hare. And that was another reason that this beautiful creature was so persecuted, and still is. Every autumn we try to keep the hare coursers out of the fields. But isn't that the way of pagans persecuted over the last 2,000 years? And it is changing now as we live in a lucky time where most of us can practice freely. And we silently give thanks for that every day. Breathe in and breathe out. I'm just going to draw in the Uterine Symbol to you. Yo. 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 The distance healing symbol of Celtic Reiki, travelling forward down the timelines, travelling backwards down the timelines, travelling to ancestral timelines and through karmic timelines. And the ice deathford now comes to an end. The last bard takes a bow and sits down. And then when we have finished drinking our mead and eating our bread and cakes and fruit, we stand up and we hold hands and we say the Druid's prayer. We swear by peace and love to stand, heart to heart and hand in hand. Grant us spirit and hear us now, confirming this, our sacred vow. Take a breath in and breathe out. And what was that vow? Well, I see that vow as just following the wheel of the year, the seasons, and remembering the old ways. We don't have to do it every time. We can just think about it. But think about it. I do as I work out in the fields and the gardens and walk. And think about it as you walk around your neighbourhood and the blossoms of the apple and the pears and even peaches I saw was about to burst in pink blossom soon. And know that that is the start of the fruiting time, the summer. And that not only the fruits of the field and of the hedgerow, but the fruits within yourself can start to manifest. But remember, don't just sit and wait for things to drop in your lap. You do have to be a bit proactive in whatever you do. So now the circle is taken down and we all face out to thank the directions, to thank the element of water from the west and the salmon who came and graced us with its knowledge. We face the south and the sun and the fire of inspiration, and we thank it for its warmth and its protection today. We then face the east, and we thank it for its air element, for the birds who guarded and brought joy and inspiration and energy of communication to us. And then we face the north, and we thank the ancestors and the stone people for coming to guard us today. And the lady taking the circle down just walks back around to the west to complete it. You may also thank Grandmother Earth and Grandfather Sky if you wish, if that is in your tradition. And then again, the circle is taken down from the west. The Druid walks across the circle to the east, and then around to the south, and back across the circle to the north. And as we see them doing this, we still ask for peace throughout the whole world. Take a breath in and breathe out again. And then we pick up our belongings and we start to walk away from the platform at the bottom of the Longman. We walk back down the muddy and chalky pathway through the fields, feeling a little bit lighter, a little bit more in balance, and happy that we have found our kindred, and happy to be stepping into summer. And with every step we ground this experience of ceremony in to our body, our aura, our hearts, minds and souls. We reach the road and we walk down the side of the muddy field back to the car park. And soon you are back at your car, taking a breath in and releasing. just going to place a hand on your shoulder, and I want you to look at one of the trees in the car park in the orchard here. The apple or the pear. And just cast your eyes down the trunk. And I thank you for joining us today at Alben Elia, the spring vernal equinox, and blessings to you all. Peace above you, peace below you, and peace all around.